Hello everybody, this is Bench85. Welcome back to another episode of Surviving Minecraft. And as you can see, I have the second tree farm set up. In fact, I have a second cart going. Although if you notice, he looks a little bit different than the other one. So we'll go back over to this guy and I'll show you. As well as the fact that we have some things missing here. But do not be alarmed. I will show you guys exactly why they're missing. So this guy is a simple cart. You know, we had the solar engine, coal engine, wood cutter, fertilizer, and then internal storage. And that was working great, at least for what I wanted to do here. But as I got thinking about it, how was I going to fuel them? Because I did have them run out of coal before, or charcoal, whichever I'm using to fuel it. And I could ship everything back, and that would make charcoal. And then bring it back. But why not try and set it up over here? So on the second cart here, I changed it. I have a solar engine, I have a coal engine, wood cutter, fertilizer, and then I put an advanced smelter on here. And what he does is he turns oak wood into charcoal. So he pulls the oak wood out of his side chest, because I needed more storage, and turns it into charcoal as he goes. Just like he's doing right now. What are you? Oh, you got big trees. That's why you're working so hard here. And the fuel is going nuts. So when they unload, same thing happens. You know, everything unloads just like normal. But the difference that I did, this should not be here. Much better. So he'll unload everything. It'll all go into here. And unlike before, now everything goes into this ender chest. And then from here, the ender chest goes back over there. I decided to use an ender chest instead of a tesseract, because I had made tesseracts originally, because it has this internal storage buffer, basically. Then I went and used these guys. These are advanced item loaders, okay? What it does is it takes any particular item that might be whatever I tell it to go in here. And if I use this, I'm using Ender IO conduits for this, but if you click on here, you'll notice I have charcoal for my filter, so that only charcoal goes in here. And eventually, I will send bone meal through here, but I haven't got it done that far yet. And I have it set to stock, which means that it will only put what's in the filter into the cart. So in this case, it will only fill the cart to 32 charcoal and 1 bone meal, which will work perfect. 1 charcoal seems to be plenty to get them all the way around, even at night, from my experience. And it works on both sides. Now I will have to put bone meal into here at some point. So basically what this is doing is the charcoal gets loaded into here from that cart. It goes into the item loaders, back into the carts whenever it needs it. Any excess will go into this ender chest. Works great, right? Yeah, it really does. It took me, I did a lot of this off camera because it took me so much time to figure out how to set this all up. And originally I was using the Ender IO conduits because I thought I could set priority, which you can with the 1.7 version. That's the problem with me knowing a lot of the newer mods. Oops, that is not my hang glider. Is that I start thinking of them in the 1.7 version and not in the 1.6 version, which is where Surviving Minecraft still is. I am hurting on power again. So I dug this room out here, and this is where everything is set up now. These are the 3 barrels that I had there. I have an energized smelter that I made with full upgrades, and I have a barrel for charcoal here. Now I already have this all worked out, set up so that I can start putting stuff in. So what we need to do is we need to tap the power. And I found out actually, not item, energy conduits. You can tap like this straight into mechanism. It will coincide like that, but I actually don't want that. I'm going to disable it. And I actually want to disable that too. Maybe I can't. I don't know, but it looks funny. And I'm going to put down a capacitor bank like this. Now this will power the capacitor bank just like this. And actually, you know what, now that I think about it, to make this work out better, why don't I just stick the capacitor bank here? Now, what I can do to store more power, and I probably will, instead of using these guys, I'm going to use the capacitor banks. They hold RF, 5 million RF at a time, and they pull in and out really easily, whereas these you have to have them set up, you know, for input output. So now I'm going to start laying down this conduit, and there is a particular reason as to why I am using Ender IO conduits, at least in this room. It makes sense, and I'll show you guys that shortly here. Let me finish laying in this power conduit. And one more right to here. Perfect. Now it's working again. Now we're going to set up the item conduits here. You'll notice this one right away goes into extraction mode, and we're going to set it to always active, and we don't need anything in there as far as any sort of a whitelist, blacklist. So you notice we got a bunch of saplings in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw it in there, and you'll see the saplings will not start going in because this needs to be in input mode. There we go. Now the saplings are going in. We'll put this one in, and we'll do it like that. And we'll put this guy in, and we're actually going to set this one to the next mode, and you just want to click on the center here, and I want in out. Oop, and you have to then right click on the platform here for in out. For the insertion filter, I want it on green, but for extraction I want this like this, always active, and I want it on blue, just like this. What this is going to do is now it's going to pull out on a blue channel. Now I know what you're thinking, well, how am I going to continue this? Click right here. This is why I use Ender IO for this. You can run the conduits in the exact same block like this. In fact, you could even run liquid, and you could also run I'm not exactly sure. Let's see. Here we go. Insert on blue, because I only want it pulling from the chest. Oh, okay, it's not putting wood into the chest because they work on one item at a time. So now you'll see them, the chest will start going back up. There we go. Or the wood. It was putting charcoal in instead. So now this is cranking out a whole bunch of charcoal like this. We have all of our other items here, and I'll be able to fill this in now. But we need to hide this. So I wanted to show you guys something from Ender IO as well, if I can find it. Ender IO. Here we go. The painting machine. Now we're going to need a basic capacitor, which is easy to make. We're going to need a machine chassis, which is easy to make. And we should be able to make this now. Yep. Painting machine. So I'm actually going to lay this guy right here, because I think it needs power. Yep, it does. So now, what we need to make are something called a facade. But we need an Ender IO facade, and I don't think they're listed in here, which is fine. I forget the name of the block I'm looking for here. I will find it. It is somewhere in here. No, not that. That's the chassis. Stirling generator, pillars, that's for Ender, hardcore Ender expansion. Why can I not find the item that I am looking with? Well, apparently I should do some searching off camera. So I'll get this figured out and I'll come right back. Here it is, guys. It's called a conduit facade. Now I'm curious. I put it in here for facade. Yep, right there. Third one. So we just use the conduit binders. I don't know how many. Oh, I have a bunch of binders. I did not realize I made that many of them. How do you make them again? Oh. Interesting. Somehow I made a whole bunch of them. Let's go back out. So, I'm gonna make... Wait, they're not stackable? Oh, I was gonna say. Okay, so I can make 16 of them. Now here's the cool part. We put them into this painting machine, and let's say I want this room to look like stone right now. Now what I am curious about, we're gonna paint the facade with stone, just like this. And there we go. We have a stone facade. Now what I'm curious about, now let's say I want to change it to oak wood. Can I repaint them? I can. Okay, that's good, because if I change it in here, I want to be able to, you know, I want to be able to change it. Let's put the rest of them in there. And we'll just let it paint it up. Perfect. Now you can paint other things. Like I could put this piece of wood in here and I could paint it like stone. And then you have a piece of oak wood that's painted like stone. I don't know why you would ever want to do that. But, you know, it's just crazy like that. So, where do you use these? Well, right. Oh yeah, you gotta click on the cable to make this work. Oh. I did not want two of them. So where did that one facade go? Oh, it went into its own port. So you put it there. Why is it making two of them? Okay, so it covers the cables, but here's the cool part. Whenever you're working with the Yeta wrench, you can see right through them, just like this. So you can do all your work without ever having to do anything. And actually even like the cables, so you can click on it like that. So it hides it until you need to get in there. Pretty cool, right? Now does this keep doing this? I don't know why it's like double clicking. So we need one here. 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 And here. And right there. Okay, see? Now everything's covered up. And you can see the cables just travel right through them. Pretty nifty, huh? And that was my fault. And just like that, everything is covered up. But if we ever need to get into anything, oh, there's our cables. Pretty cool. Ender IO has actually got some really neat stuff. And actually, you can see right through here. You notice that? So I think we should put a facade there. There we go. Now it looks better. Now this guy's rocking. We have a lot of stacks here. Perfect. So next we need to get into the next portion of this, and that is the actual production of energy, because that's what we need to do. We need to replace this conglomeration with something proper. So to do that, let's see, 1, 2, we'd have to go up 2 of them. We could always, no, we can't stick it down because we have cabling here. Okay, so what we're going to make is a boiler from Railcraft. And it's a multi-block. Crap. We have a water line in the way. I wanted to put it over there, but let's just, for the moment, let's temporarily move that water line. And we're actually going to start feeding water into it immediately, thanks to those water lines, which is good. So that's the base. You put down a firebox. We're making a 3x3. Now if I bring that up, I'll show you guys the different options. You have either a solid fueled boiler firebox, which is made such as this, furnace, bricks, fire charge, that will accept any sort of solid fuel. As you can see, it's variable size, and this is for the particular, for the bottom layer in particular. So you can make it a 1x1, 2x2, or a 3x3. I've decided to go with a 3x3. There is the liquid version here, which takes liquid fuel. Now, you then have a high pressure boiler tank, which takes steel plates, or the low pressure boiler tank, which takes iron plates. I am going to make the low pressure tank. The reason being, and although you look at this, the low pressure will produce 10 millibuckets of steam per tick. This makes twice as much. But the problem is that high temperature or high pressure boiler takes so much fuel to get up the temperature before it actually starts making anything that it's almost not worth it. In fact, in the long run, it's more costly fuel-wise to run the high pressure boiler. Now, we should be in the right case where if we need to, we can always just build another one. At least that's the way I'm looking at this. So I'm going to make, and if you look here, you can make it up to 3x4x3, which is what we're going to do. So I'm going to put in here the top layers. So it's basically a 3x3, and then I'm going 4 high. And put them here. You'll notice that there's a whole lot of space. That's because we are not completing the multi-block structure yet. Once the multi-block structure is completed with this one, it will form, and you'll notice here we start filling with water. We have a lot of room for water. Actually, that's really cool how it actually steps it in one block. So now what we can do is we can start feeding charcoal into here. And to do that, we're going to need to upgrade our barrel. So we need to go to Java, like this, and we need to get, first of all, I think we want to put in a structural Mark II upgrade. Now I don't remember if this needs to stack. We're going to find out. So let's see if this actually will go in. We may have to put the first upgrade in first. Yep, you need at least an upgrade Mark 1 to apply this. So we're going to have to put in a Mark 1 upgrade first. Not a big deal. Mark 1, we need more fence. And should be good to go. Alright. Now the reason we need these upgrades, there we go, now we're in a second upgrade, is that you cannot pull directly out of this barrel. It will not allow you to. I'm just curious here. Oh, we are empty, okay. So now we are basically ahead on how much wood is coming in. And now we're just basically making charcoal. Perfect. So in order to pull out of it, you need this, the hopper upgrade, and then you're also going to need a hopper facade. So first we'll build this. I don't have any pistons. So we need 2 pistons. There we go. So that takes up 1 upgrade, and then we're also going to need these facades. Oh, we don't have a hopper. I know we don't have a chest. I had made a whole bunch of hoppers previously, so I was actually surprised that it lasted as long as it did. Okay, so now what we do is we can put this upgrade on here. And then what we do is we put a facade right there. See, that's our output. So now we should be able to put in an item conduit just like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the Eder wrench. Oh, first I want to go here, extract mode, always active. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to flip this to input. Now you'll see it start to fire up. So now any of the charcoal that's in here is going to start going into here. And this baby's going to start heating up. Now I don't know. Okay, here's your temperature. Now, it won't start making steam until it gets to a certain point. Oh, it does have a lot of overflow here. You can see right now it's using a lot of charcoal. So that's why we're actually going to help it out. We're going to head back to the Nether. The reason being, remember our coke oven? It's making a whole lot of coal coke. A whole lot. Wow, we got a lot. So I'm actually going to pull out 3 stacks of coal coke. Let's head back. Sometimes it's really disorienting coming through that portal. It seems to face you in a different direction each time. Oh, 1 too many. We are really low on power at the moment because of what's... So, we're going to stick this in here, stick this in here, and stick this one in here too. Now this coal coke will last much longer. You see here 3.2k worth of heat. These have 1.6, so it's twice the capability, which is what I'm looking for. We need to get this sucker heated up. And the important thing is make sure it always has water. If you don't have water in here, it will blow up. That is not good. Also, just so you know, if you start heating it up and realize, oh shoot, I need water, if it has any temperature in it, it will explode immediately whenever you put the water in it. So just keep that in mind. So now, what we're going to feed into here, because obviously, you know, we need... I was just looking at our barrels. We need something for that to steam to work. We are going to use... Let's see, we have the steam dynamo right here that we can use. Oh, steam turbine. I did not know anything about that. I'm going to have to take a look at that. We have a steam oven, which I don't need. Steam trap. We have the different here steam engines that you can use. And that's pretty much our only option, is either the steam dynamo and these guys. I'm planning on using the steam dynamos from thermal expansion. Now, if I remember correctly, that boiler should be able to handle, I think, about 9 or 10 steam dynamos, so we can run a lot of engines off of it. Let's see, we're getting some temp. It takes a lot of time to get this sucker up to temp, which is why I wanted to use the coal coke. But once it's up to temp and it keeps running, we don't have to worry about it anymore. It's just a constant. You never want to shut it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see about making a bunch of steam dynamos and decide where I want to put it. What we may have to do is phase out half of our power here. Take out this half here and start feeding some dynamos in here. Like make a wall of them here so that we can feed our boiler once it starts going. Our power should pick back up here once the sun comes up. And the reason why it's running is because I'm processing a whole bunch of copper. Just wanted to push these things as hard as it could. As far as components, I think we're doing just fine. We have a whole lot of copper in there, which is what I was going for. And we'll probably start running some of the other stuff through there. But yeah, I'm going to clean this up a little bit. We gotta wait. This is going to take a while. But luckily our charcoal just keeps coming in. Yeah, this is going to take a little bit. I don't remember exactly what temp it needs to get up to. Can actually look that up quick. Railcraft boiler. This is why I absolutely love having split screen, 2 screens running. No, I don't want to log into Railcraft.com. Go to FTB here. Let's see. Oof. Ouch. Well, apparently it's going to take a whole lot. A whole lot of time. To give you an idea, it's giving an estimation that a high pressure boiler will take roughly about 5 hours real time to heat up. It also mentions that it should have like 1 block of space all the way around it. So I think I'm going to take care of that by doing that. Because I think it needs to get up near the top before it heats up. So we might be at this for a while. Like I said, the consumption of coal or coal coke or charcoal is extremely high during heat up. It burns it very fast. It will calm down once it gets heated up. So we just got to get through that phase. So I think I'm going to start grabbing, oh, even the crescent hammer. Well, that's cool. It even applies to that. But I'm going to start pulling some of these guys off. And you know what? Now that I think about it, why don't we just end the episode here? I don't actually know how much time has elapsed, but the thing is, okay, yeah. This is going to take a while, which we've just realized. And it makes more sense for me to do this in between episodes. Otherwise, it's going to take me quite a long time to get this episode going. So I'm going to end it here. We're going to let this thing heat up. And next episode, we're going to take care of actually providing some power from this baby. And we'll see how well my tree farm performs. If there ends up being a backlog of charcoal or something in here, we may upgrade barrels. There might be a backlog of wood as well. I'm also heavily considering supplementing in some sort of biofuel generator like we have over in our bees area to utilize some of these saplings and stuff, because we have so many saplings and apples coming in. It's not even funny. So I'm just going to make a last check here of our tree farm. Everything should be running good. I see trees coming down all over the place, which is good. So I think everything's working really well. The only thing I have to watch is durability. We're at 79% here. And this guy is at 64%. So we will have to repair them at some point. But as you can see, we have just over half a stack in here. These guys are pretty much all full. Apparently there's not enough in that buffer. I don't know. We may have to look around and see. Maybe there's a better solution here. Who knows? And we may have to backtrack from the charcoal in our main room back to here if it needs a certain, I don't know. We'll figure something out. Hopefully the charcoal will still keep running here. So with that, guys, thanks for watching, and as always, take it easy.